on CBTV723.org. It is Jim Severance along with Carl Parton and Dylan Clark. We're getting ready for a D1 quarterfinal. Spaulding Crimson Tide taking on the Rutland Ravens. The seedings in this one, Spaulding comes in the number 2 seed. They are 7-0-1 on the season, and the 7-seeded Rutland Ravens come in at 2-4. It is St. Patty's Day. It's an extremely mild day outside, but inside here at the Barry BOR, we are looking for exciting hockey action. The winner of this one advances on to the semifinals. The route here, the Spaulding Crimson Tide, their last game, there were no playdowns in D1. What they did in D1 this season is they took 8 teams. There are 4 teams in D1, and then with the Tier 2 structure, they took the top 4 teams in Tier 2 and moved those teams up to Tier 1, but they held them intact with their index points. So based on that, the Spaulding Crimson Tide ended up with the number 2 seed. Even though Spaulding played in Tier 2, they move up to play in Tier 1 after capturing the State Division II championship last year. And for the Rutland Ravens, they've been in D1 all season long, only 4 teams in D1, so they definitely get to advance to this playoff. You look at the schedules coming in, it's tough to kind of judge it. I got to be honest, the Spaulding Crimson Tide did not play the hardest schedule in girls hockey, but they came away with a 7-0-1 record. They played 2 Division I teams. Those 2 teams were Burlington Colchester. Actually, they only played 1 D1 team this season. That was Burlington Colchester, and they skated to a 1-1 tie. You take a look at Rutland. They also played relatively a Division II schedule, but they did also play Burlington Colchester. That was in their last game, and Rutland lost that one just by a single goal. For the Rutland Raiders, this is a team that captured, and I know I'm going to do that many times in this game. In fact, I'm going to tell our producer, Carl Parton, when I say Rutland Red Raiders, you can go ahead and punch me. And then the word Raven is going to come out of my mouth. They are the Rutland Ravens, even though they still have the red jerseys that they've had in previous seasons. Back to my comments, though, taking a look at Rutland, and I'll give you their starters, then we'll give the starters for the U32 Raiders. It'll be Sierra McDermott is the starting goaltender, and she joined the team. She's listed on the roster as a forward, but Rutland had an injury mid-season, and Sierra McDermott will be the starting goaltender. Your top line for the Rutland Ravens, that top line is going to be centered by Alexis Patterson. She is a senior. She's one of the top scorers on this team. Patterson centers it with Elizabeth Cooley and Addison Huber. As far as the top defense, we'll see the first unit starting for the Ravens. It's Ella Lokes will start on D, and Erica Patorti will start on D. For the Spaulding Crimson Tide, I have the top 2 lines. I'm guessing both of these teams will probably do what you see in girls hockey for the most part, unless you're BFA or Essex. They'll probably rotate, for the most part, 2 lines. The Crimson Tide's top line, dating back to the last game that we broadcast, that was their 3-1 victory over Harwood. And on that line, it's centered by Becca McKelvey with Emily Morris and Portia Berard. As far as the Spaulding defense, they were pairing mostly Lily and Zoe Tewksbury together, but the other defensive pair we'll see for the Spaulding Crimson Tide, Addie Rios skates with Molly Parker. And as far as the second unit goes for the Spaulding Crimson Tide, that line is centered by the speedy Hannah King, and she skates with Karina Moulton and Bria Dill. Starting goaltender for the Crimson Tide, they have rotated for the most part this season. I didn't grab it off the score sheet, so we'll get it as soon as I get out there. The Crimson Tide have 2 goaltenders, Maddie Seaton and Raina Long, and you look at their stats, relatively even. As far as the goal scorers go for the Spaulding Crimson Tide, very balanced scoring. The top goal scorer is Hannah King, and Becca McKelvey is 1 goal behind her. I'm doing this by memory, but King has, I believe, either 7 or 8 on the season, and McKelvey may have 7 or 6 on the season. Taking a look at the Rutland Ravens, and in their last game, which was the loss to Burlington Colchester, Alexis Patterson scored, as well as Isabel Crossman and Addison Hubert. And in that game, Sierra McDermott had 8 saves. The teams are coached by the Spaulding Crimson Tide, Dave Lawrence, and it is co-head coaches for the Rutland Ravens. It's Catherine, Pat, and Emily Reynolds. Teams are meeting around their goaltenders. We'll get them announced, and then we will face it off very shortly. Appreciate everyone checking out our broadcast on CVTV723.org and in the Barrie area. It's also live on the cable, CVTV channel 192. You can see the donate button that is located on the screen. Certainly, if you could help us out with that, we appreciate that. As we have been here at the Barrie BOR for all the home Spaulding girls and boys games this season. Now we're into week number 5 of this short season. We'll get those starting announcements being announced in just a couple of moments. We'll have the anthem, and we will face it off. What we've heard about Rutland is take that 2-6 record out, but this Rutland team can score, and they're just got a new goaltender in. So have the anthem now. Well, a rather unique way to do the national anthem here at the Barrie BOR. There's a little pause getting it playing, so actually the Rutland girls hockey team started up the anthem. And I believe that happened a basketball game. Folks down in the Rutland area would remember the teams. I'm not sure which teams they were, but I believe it was a girls basketball game last night where they might have had a similar problem. Might have been Mill River, but I could be wrong. But I know the same thing basically happened at the girls basketball game as the girls sang the national anthem. Right now, everyone meeting around their goaltender and at the Rutland bench. I was getting into kind of a little analysis on the game. Spaulding, very much balanced goal scoring. Doesn't matter if it's line number 1, line number 2, or the either defensive pair. Spaulding spreads the goal scoring out evenly. And for Rutland, it looks like, according to the numbers I've seen, they get a lot of scoring off their top line. But we'll have to see as this game plays out. Some St. Paddy's Day hockey in net for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. It will be Maddie Seaton. Seaton, the sophomore, gets the start for the Crimson Tide. Becca McKelvey and Elizabeth Cooley, I believe, go out there to take the opening draw. Or it'll be Wilson now to take that draw. Puck is on the ice. That's Emily Morris. And the game is underway. High school hockey action on CVTV. 723.org goes into the Rutland zone. Ella Lokes, the defenseman, tries to get it out. But the puck is going to be kept in by the Crimson Tide. Zoe Tewksbury works it down low. Now they work the pass over, trying to get it to Cooley, but it goes off her stick. Puck is picked up by Molly Parker. Parker goes over to McKelvey. McKelvey with a shot, deflects off the goaltender, and it's wide, deflected off Sierra McDermott. Puck went over into the near side corner. Teams will try to dig it out. Ravens fired out to center ice. Going to be picked up by the Crimson Tide. Trying to work that pass over to number 4, Bria Dill. Just goes over Dill's stick. Now it goes back into the Tide zone. Parker gets it over to Addie Reel. Reel, a nice pass over to Hannah King. Goes back out. Now it's going to be fired down low by Parker. Elise Lindstrom gets the puck for the Ravens. She will fire it to center ice. It's going to go right on the stick, though, of Lily Tewksbury. Tewksbury will fire it back down low. Arika Patorti, the defenseman, will work it out, but it's stolen right back by the Crimson Tide, and the Ravens will fire it down. That'll be icing on the Rutland Ravens. Just underway with a high school hockey action. CVTV 723.org. It's a quarterfinal for D1. The winner of this one advancing to the semifinals. Those games will be held, the semifinals will be held on Saturday. Emily Morris to take the draw for the Crimson Tide. Tried to get it over McKelvey, and it's blocked in front of the net. Now the Ravens break in with a potential 3-on-1. Bogged up in the corner, though, was Elizabeth Cooley as she tried to center it. Now Zoe Tewksbury works it off the boards, but it's going to be chipped back in by the Ravens. Puck is knocked in by Alexis Patterson. Ravens will get a change up. Parker in back of her net. Tewksbury tries to get it out, but the puck is intercepted. It's intercepted by Isabel Crossman. Crossman now up against the boards with McKelvey. Crossman fires it out, but it goes right on the stick of Zoe Tewksbury. Now it's Portia Berard maneuvers around a couple of players, circles back. Actually, that's Lily Tewksbury, Spaulding's number 6. Ravens with the puck in their own zone. They will let up. Isabel Crossman will try to fire it out. It goes back, though, to Lily Tewksbury. She circles, is trying to get that to Hannah King. It bounced off her stick. Puck goes back down into the Crimson Tide zone. Now Parker gets the puck over to Hannah King. King breaks in. 2 defenders back. King with a lot of speed, though. Face-off circle. Cuts toward the front of the net, and she scores! Hannah King finds room as it looked like McDermott had the pad blocking it right up to the post, but the Crimson Tide take an early lead, 1-0 on the goal from Hannah King. And the last couple of games, Hannah King has been the big goal scorer for the Crimson Tide. That comes at the 11:46 mark. Ravens fire it down. It goes on the stick of Zoe Tewksbury. Tewksbury goes over to Parker. Parker looks up. Nice open cross-ice pass. Gets over to Moulton. Karina Moulton will fire it down low. Ella Lokes will get to the puck for the Ravens. Ravens can't get it out, though. Crimson Tide along the near side boards, keep it in. Players battle along the near side boards. Alexis Patterson tries to get it out. It's kept in by McKelvey. Her shot goes up high off the glass. Tewksbury fires it, bounces back over to Parker. That's cleared wide by the Raven defense. And a potential break for the Rutland Ravens as they come in. And standing her spot and stopping that shot, Elizabeth Cooley had the breakaway. Cooley made a move, but Seton stayed right with that move. Now McKelvey goes the other way. McKelvey moves right in, does a backhander. That goes off McDermott. Puck goes back to center ice, going to go on a Raven stick. And this puck is going to trickle in past Seton, but it's picked up in back of the net. Now circling in back of the net, it's Isabel Crossman. Goes back to the point for a shot, went just over the net. That did not miss by much. Crimson Tide can't get it out. Now it's Lily Tewksbury. Tewksbury works it over to McKelvey. McKelvey will fire it down. Teams will change up. McKenna Hubert with the puck, number 11 for Rutland, but it's stolen away by King. King speeds into the Raven zone, but it's taken away by Rutland, and lots of open ice as the Ravens break it out. 2 defenders back, though. They were looking for a change-up, so they will fire it in. Chasing for the puck, though, is Rutland's number 15, Sydney Wood. Puck is going to go on the stick of Lily Tewksbury. Tewksbury tried to get it over to Bria Dill, but it was kept in by Elizabeth Cooley. Trying to center the puck is Alexis Patterson, and it's taken right back by the Crimson Tide, and Molly Parker looks for Bria Dill. Dill is over the blue line. Dill goes wide, a pad save with a juicy rebound by McDermott. Nobody there for the Crimson Tide, and the Ravens will go the other way. Maddie Seton makes the save, bounces off her pad, goes way out past the face-off circle. Puck is going to be picked up by Cooley, but it's taken away by Tewksbury. Tewksbury with a shot as the Crimson Tide definitely shooting that puck on net early in this game. Here's Lily Tewksbury. Gets it over McKelvey. McKelvey's shot is going to go off the pad of McDermott. Ravens will pick up the puck and start their breakout. This is going to be an icing, though, on the Rutland Ravens. Under 9 minutes to go in the first period. Crimson Tide lead it by a score of 1-0 on the goal from Hannah King, and that King goal was assisted by Bria Dill. That came at the 11:46 mark of the first period. Crimson Tide win the faceoff. They go back to the point, but it's intercepted by the Ravens. One player back. Good job, though, getting a stick on that is Lily Tewksbury. She'll try to get it over Portia Berard, but it goes over her stick. Now for the Ravens in the corner, it's Sydney Wood. Wood tries to get it out, taken away, though, by the Crimson Tide and Berard. Goes back on the stick of Addie Rio. Ravens try to break into the zone. McKelvey, though, gets a good poke check on the puck and takes it away. Now Becca McKelvey goes over to Karina Moulton. Moulton tries to break in, but the puck is knocked away by McKenna Hubert, and it goes down into the Crimson Tide zone. Won't be an icing. Ravens come away with it. They center the puck. Speeding in for the rebound was Cooley, but it's taken right back by Tewksbury with 2 defenders back. Tewksbury going for Dill, but the pass is ahead of Dill. Dill picks it up, though, lets a shot go. That might have got the side of the net, then it's centered. Molly Parker tries to center it. Now Dill is going to wind one. That shot is blocked by the Ravens' Alexis Patterson. Coming in, Molly Parker with a beautiful look and a save by McDermott. Molly Parker walked in face-off circle, let the wrist shot go. And probably the biggest save so far by Sierra McDermott. A former forward who is lacing it up with the goalie pads. Crimson Tide win the faceoff, and Bria Dill, who has been a force early in this one, gets a quick shot. Ravens will try to reverse the puck around and get it out. It's Elizabeth Cooley, but can't get it out. Goes back to the point. Tewksbury with a shot. Handcuffed McDermott for a second. There was a rebound out front. Nobody there to tap it in for the Crimson Tide. Ravens try to get that one to Cooley, but it deflects off a couple of players. Going to be picked up by Molly Parker, goes off her stick. However, Parker will fire it down. It'll go over the stick of McKenna Hubert. Hubert now starts the breakout, looking for Alexis Patterson. McKelvey, though, steals the puck. It goes into the corner. Ravens come away with it for a second. Ravens having a little trouble adjusting to the Crimson Tide speed out there. They don't have much time to do anything. Now Addie Real banks it around the boards, looking for Portia Berard. Berard fires a puck. It's going to go right over to Isabel Crossman. Crossman fires it in. It's stopped by Tewksbury. Now Crossman tries to get it into the zone. Pass at center ice, looking for Molly Abital. Taking it right back. Here comes Hannah King again. King with speed lets a shot go just wide. King has the Crimson Tide goalie. Moulton tries to dig it out of the corner. Now Hannah King goes back to the point. Crimson Tide try to work it out front. Puck is going to be taken away, though, by the Ravens. Raven player lost her stick. That's Addison Hubert. She comes back, though, to play defense and strips the puck away from the Spaulding player. Now Karina Moulton's shot is blocked over into the corner. Ella Lokes will try to work it out. Crimson Tide, they'll come right back, force it toward the front of the net. Cooley tries to backhand it blindly, but it goes on a Spaulding stick. Dill will fire it down low for the Crimson Tide. Under 5 minutes to go, first period. Crimson Tide lead this one by a score of 1-0 on the Hannah King goal. So far, not a whole lot of offense for the Ravens. Just the one big chance was the breakaway. If I remember right, I think it was Cooley on the breakaway, and it was Seaton coming up with the save. Trying to dig the puck out of the corner, it's Portia Berard. Berard goes around the net, throws it through the slot to Becca McKelvey, and McKelvey buries it. 2-0 game. Berard did most of the work on that one, and McKelvey, well, we're going by the celebration. Maybe it wasn't McKelvey. We'll see. We'll get the official score, and it looked like Berard got it to McKelvey to pop it in. And that comes at the 4:12 mark. Crimson Tide with a 2-0 lead. And nope, the goal was by Portia Berard, so Berard must have tipped it after. Berard gets it assisted by McKelvey. Certainly like to say hello to Team McKelvey. There are streamers all around the USA. I know there's quite a few down in Florida, family members checking out the broadcast. Certainly appreciate Team McKelvey joining us for high school hockey action. It is Becca McKelvey on the draw. It's going to go over to Erica Patorti. Fires it back to center ice. Now a break for the Ravens coming in. Going wide, Maddie Seaton with a pad save. The rebound, almost putting that home, was Alyssa Kennedy. As it was Abital that had the original shot, and Kennedy had a chance on the rebound to get the Ravens on the board. Crimson Tide break it out. Zoe Tewksbury with it, but the puck goes off her stick. It's going to be thrown down low. Now Molly Parker in back of the net for the Crimson Tide. Parker gets it over to Ruby Harrington. Harrington along the boards. Addison Hubert in to help. Puck is going to be picked up now by Cooley. Loses an edge though, but is able to clear the puck out to center ice. Fired back down low. Under 3 minutes to go, first period. Crimson Tide leading this one 2-0 over the Rutland Ravens. Here's Zoe Tewksbury. Tewksbury over the blue line. Tewksbury goes off the pad of McDermott. Deflects over into the near side. McDermott has been busy in this game in the first period. Bria Dill fires it down low. Crimson Tide will have to clear the zone. Ravens with time for their breakout. But Spaulding not giving them much time at all with the puck, and it's going to be thrown back down low. Intercepted in back of the net. Ravens get the puck out to center ice. And a battle along the boards. Alyssa Kennedy wears number 20 for the Ravens in that battle. Puck is going to be picked up by Lily Tewksbury, but the puck is poked away by Isabel Crossman. Now it's Tewksbury with it again. That time she was looking for Emily Morris, just went over her stick. Potential 2-on-1 as the Ravens have a player in, and Maddie Seaton comes up with the save. That has really been the Rutland offense. That time they got it to Isabel Crossman from the second line, and the two best chances for the Ravens have been in plays like that, where Rutland has taken advantage of getting the 2-on-1 opportunity, but has not taken advantage of putting the puck in the net. Faceoff draw is controlled by Rutland at the point. Now it's fired into the corner. They dig it out. They throw it right through the slot area. Shot from the point, and they score! Don't believe it was touched at all, as the Ravens let the shot go from the point with a lot of traffic there. And all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a 2-1 hockey game on the goal by Rutland's Elise Lindstone. Comes with only 1:14 to go in the period. And it may have been tipped in front. Addison Hubert might have got the tip. Lindstone gets the assist on that one as we are at 2-1. Final minute of the first period. They get the puck over to Becca McKelvey, but it's going to go to Elizabeth Cooley. Now the Ravens try to break it out. They do like the long cross ice pass. Player goes down. There's no call on the Crimson Tide with a potential 2-on-1 the other day. McKelvey tried to get that one over to King, but instead the puck goes in back of the net. Under 30 seconds to go in the first period. Ravens reverse it around. Get it over to Arika Patorti. It's going to be fired around, kept in by Tewksbury. It takes a strange deflection, worked its way toward the front of the net. There was nobody there for the Crimson Tide. And time runs out in the first period. So the Spaulding Crimson Tide get the first two goals, but anytime you can score in the final 2 minutes or a minute 30, that's a big one. And the Rutland Ravens come back with one late goal. And right now, after one period of play, it is Spaulding leading this one by a score of 2-1. Crimson Tide goals, the first one by Hannah King, that was assisted by Bria Dill. The second Crimson Tide goal was by Portia Berard with an assist on that one. Berard's goal was assisted by, as my phone goes dark, you always love that, don't you? Berard's goal was assisted by Becca McKelvey, and then the Rutland Raven goal, that was scored by Addison Hubert, and that was an assist by number 10, Elise Lindstrom. After one, it is Spaulding 2 and Rutland 1. It's high school hockey action on CVTV 723.org and CVTV channel 192 in the Barrie area. Appreciate everyone checking out the broadcast, including the crew down at Gusto's, enjoying some St. Patrick's Day hockey action. When was the last time there was high school hockey on St. Patrick's Day? Of course, this is 2021/2020, so everything is new this year. We will take a break and come back with second period action next. After one, Spaulding leads it by a score of 2-1 over Rutland.
We employ 44 plus people in Vermont.
People working here are proud of this product they're making. Our commercial lender at Community National has been incredibly supportive of our vision.
I trust the bank with the relationship that we've developed. They look at us as the people behind the company.
It's the Vermont Flannel Company. We make happiness, warmth, and comfort.
Oh, stop! One guy bounces off. Look out, baby! Here they come! Holy cow!
Abbott squares the bunt, drops it down the first base line. Nobody covering first.
This game video is made possible by All Set Driving School. All Set Driving School offers 3 teen driver's education class sessions, spring, summer, and fall. With DMV certified instructors, contact them by phone 371-9293 or email allsetdrive@aol.com. All Set Driving School, a proud supporter of U32 basketball and Central Vermont sport. Hey race fans, opening day at the nation's site of excitement is just a couple of months away. The 2021 Thunder Road season kicks off on Saturday, May 1st with the annual Thunder Road Car Show. Then on Sunday, May 2nd, the ACT Tour. Stars come to town and run the 23rd Community Bank NA 150. Also in action will be the weekly divisions. Go to thunderroadvt.com for the schedules and more information. See you at the track. The Community College of Vermont's early college program allows high school seniors to complete their last year of high school and first year of college at the same time, tuition free. Students enroll in 4 to 5 CCV classes in both the fall and spring semesters, earning college credits that count toward a college degree and a high school diploma. Apply now to start in September. Learn more at gotocollegevt.org. Tournament Specialties is a proud sponsor of local area high school sports. If your team or business needs assistance in designing the perfect look, give them a call. Whether you're looking for a one-color tee, shirt design, or multicolor designs on your garments, Tournament Specialties can help. They do professional embroidery work also. If you don't have an existing logo, no problem. They will help you create an embroidered logo from concept to completion and can stitch on everything from shirts to jackets to duffel bags and blankets. Jeff and his crew take pride in their quality work and guarantee your happiness. Tournament Specialties also offers online storefronts. If your company or team is looking for a great fundraising opportunity, Tournament Specialties can help with no upfront risk to the organization and no minimum order requirements. Give them a call today to inquire. Jeff Apfel of Tournament Specialties on 64 Cherrywood Drive, Barrie, Vermont. Reach them at tournamentdesigns@gmail.com, 802-272-7572. Noel W. Johnson, locally owned, offering home, auto, and business insurance. Whatever you need, just call Noel. Noel Johnson Insurance on 119 River Street in Montpelier. You can reach them by phone at 223-7735 or check them out online, nwjinsurance.com.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
Northfield Savings Bank is the bank of builders, makers, doers, and explorers, multitaskers, commuters, planners. In other words, we are the bank of you and everything you do. With mobile and online banking, drive-up service, and of course, in our branches. That is banking your way. That is Northfield Savings Bank.
Coming up with the save. Trying to dig the puck out of the corner. It's Portia Berard. Berard goes around the net, throws it through the slot to Becca McKelvey, and McKelvey buries it. Potential 2-on-1 as the Ravens have a player in, and Maddie Seaton comes up with the save. That has really been the Rutland offense. That time they got it to face-off draw is controlled by Rutland at the point. Now it's fired into the corner. They dig it out. They throw it right through the slot area. Shot from the point, and they score! Don't believe it was That's a number 3 seed against the number 8 seed. And from what I understand, I'll keep an eye on this game on Twitter. That game is just underway in St. Albans. I think that was a 4:30 start. That game just underway in St. Albans between number 3 seed, the BFA Comets, and the number 6 seed, Burlington Colchester Sea Lakers. The winner of this one advances to that. And depending on the highest seed, that is a team that would get the home ice. So should Spaulding advance, they would get home ice for that game. Should Rutland advance, then home ice would go to one of the higher seeds, either BFA or Burlington Colchester. A great St. Patty's Day in central Vermont, really all around the state with the temperatures getting up there. We got the bright sunshine. It's Jim Severance along with our CVTV 723.org broadcast team, Carl Parton and Dylan Clark. On the screen there is a donate button. We certainly appreciate everyone to help us out with the broadcast, and anyone that's checking out the game wants let me know where they are. I'll give a shout out. I'm on Twitter, Radio Jimbo at twitter.com, Radio Jimbo at twitter.com. I can certainly give a shout out. As we know, we have Spaulding fans listening from all over, as well as all around the USA and down in Rutland. They love their hockey. Back in 2017, Rutland, the D1 champions. Puck is on the ice, and we are underway with the second period. Crimson Tide lead this one by a score of 2-1. Zoe Tewksbury banks it off the boards. Crimson Tide will start their breakout. Cooley, though, knocks it back down by Rutland. Now it goes on the stick of Alexis Patterson. Patterson will chip it into the Crimson Tide zone. And Spaulding will knock it right back into the Raven zone. Portia Berard tries to dig the puck out of the corner. Berard has one of the Spaulding Crimson Tide goals. Crimson Tide will have to clear the zone, gives the Ravens some time to start their breakout. However, McKelvey gets a stick on that pass. Now it goes on the stick of Addison Hubert, but quickly getting back is the Crimson Tide and Carino Moulton. Good job there to force the Rutland player off the puck. Now the puck is fired in, and it's redirected by Addison Hubert, who actually had a pretty good redirect on goaltender Maddie Seaton, and Seaton comes up with the save. Sierra McDermott in goal for the Ravens, and Maddie Seaton for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. We have played 1 minute in the second period. No scores. The Crimson Tide lead it by a score of 2-1. They try to bank the puck off the boards over to Moulton, but it's thrown back down low. Now it's Lily Tewksbury in her own zone. Gets it over to Moulton. Moulton looking for King. A bouncing puck goes on the stick of Bria Dill. Now Dill gets around one player, tries to cut toward the center of the ice, but it's thrown back down by Rutland. Isabel Crossman wears number 17, tries to work it into the Crimson Tide zone. Lily Tewksbury, Spaulding Crimson Tide defenseman, circles in back of the net, starts the breakout for Spaulding. It's kept in, though, at the point, kept in by McKenna Hubert. And as she fires it down, the one blind spot we have in the rink, we get a whistle, so they'll face it off just outside the blue line. Alexis Patterson on the draw, number 22 for Rutland, controlled by the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide skate into the zone. They're bunching up now. They throw it through the slot area. Nobody there. Puck is picked up by Cooley. Nice cross-ice pass goes over to Patterson. One defender back. And the shot is blocked by the Crimson Tide's Molly Parker. Good defensive play by Parker on Patterson. Now Becca McKelvey skates over the blue line. McKelvey tries to cut it toward the front of the net. The puck is knocked away, though, by Rutland. Thrown back to center ice by Cooley. And it's thrown back down low by the Crimson Tide. Moulton will get there first. Moulton will throw it toward the front of the net. Elise Lokes will stick handle it around. Now Lokes trying to get it out. Lokes gets it over to Patterson. Patterson now gets it over to Hubert. Hubert comes in. Spaulding defender is there to take the puck away, though. Second time, looks like Rutland had a chance, but the Crimson Tide get a good defensive play, taking that puck away. Now the puck is fired down low by Elise Lindstrom. Crimson Tide will break out of the zone. This will be an icing on Spaulding as we are now 3 minutes into the second period. It's a tight one between Spaulding and Rutland. Crimson Tide lead the Ravens by a score of 2-1. Isabel Crossman to take the draw against Hannah King. King wins it and then spilled on the ice. It's Addie Reel in her own zone. Reel, one of 3 seniors on the Spaulding's Crimson Tide squad. Puck is thrown back out by McKenna Hubert. Ravens bank it off the boards. They're looking for Kennedy. Kennedy over the blue line maintains control of the puck. Eventually taken back by Spaulding's Moulton. Moulton will fire at the center ice, and the Ravens will ice it. So we'll see that faceoff go back down into the Rutland zone. Haven't really seen a lot of action in the Rutland Ravens zone so far in the second period. Face-off controlled by Rutland. It's worked around by Ella Lokes. Gets it out to center ice. Crimson Tide trying to get a pass over to McKelvey. Goes over McKelvey's stick, though. Forced down low. McKelvey along the boards with Ella Lokes. That pass looking for number 19, Addison Hubert. It'll go down into the Crimson Tide zone. It's Zoe Tewksbury reverses around in back of her own net, gets the pass over to Portia Berard, but it's kept in. Good defensive play by Arica Patorti to keep it in the zone until it's eventually cleared out. Now Lindstrom in back of her own net. She's going to skate it out. Skates into the Crimson Tide zone. Goes wide. It's going to speed around the net. Knocks down a Crimson Tide player. Eventually loses the puck, though. Raiders keep it in. Addison Hubert will try to dig it out. Going to be cleared away by McKelvey. However, the Ravens keep it in the zone. Shot is just wide of Maddie Seaton. Ravens have come out in the second period. They haven't really had a lot of great scoring chances, but as far as the territorial advantage, Rutland has controlled it so far in the second period. Now a potential giveaway, and the shot is blocked on the way in. That went right on the stick of Bria Dill, had a good shooting angle, but it was fired right into a Raven player. Now Moulton picks up the puck. Moulton heads in, and we may see the first Raven penalty. See if the refs are going to call on this, or is it an offsides? No, it just looks like an offsides. Right in front of the penalty box area, the puck is thrown down by Kennedy. It's going to trickle all the way in. Seaton will stick it wide. It's Reel in back of the net. Crimson Tide tried to get it over to Hannah King, but it bounces off her stick. Going to go all the way down into the Raven zone. Ella Lokes with a long pass. Have 2 floaters out there. Lokes connects with Alexis Patterson. Patterson comes in with a player. It was Cooley heading toward the front of the net with Patterson. Now Cooley tries to dig it out of the corner. Taken right back again by Rutland, and now Bria Dill will just bank it off the boards. This is going to go all the way in on McDermott. Crimson Tide were on a changeup. Lokes banks it off the boards. Lokes gets it over to Hubert. Hubert will fire it down into the Crimson Tide zone. Now Spaulding cross-ice pass is going to be deflected. Chasing into the zone and getting to the puck first is Portia Berard. Berard has a goal in this game. Puck is taken right back by Alexis Patterson. Patterson banking it off the boards, was looking for Cooley, but it goes over her stick. Zoe Tewksbury will get there for the Crimson Tide. Cooley in pursuit. Tewksbury stops. Gets it over to Parker, who gets it over to McKelvey. Now it's thrown back down low. Now Cooley circles in the Raven zone. Ravens find the open point player for the shot. It gets through, but Seton comes up with the save. They got that puck over to McKenna Hubert for the shot. But Maddie Seton saw that all the way and grabbed the puck, no rebound. Just about halfway through the second period, a tight one in this Division I quarterfinal between Rutland and Spaulding. Crimson Tide lead it 2-1 over the Ravens. Ravens win the faceoff. They go back to the point. Puck is going to be deflected into the corner. Crimson Tide break it out. Ravens fire it down, but they will have to clear the zone. Pass to Bria Dill is intercepted. It's thrown through the slot area. Crimson Tide definitely struggling this second period with getting the puck out of their own end. Trying to do a wraparound, but the puck is taken away by the Crimson Tide. Circling in back of the net, and Spaulding comes away with it again. They will break it out with two defenders back. Moulton will fire it in. Bria Dill in the corner trying to pick up the puck, but it's going to be picked up by Isabel Crossman. Crossman collides with, I believe, Hannah King at center ice. Crossman takes the spill, and it looks like Hannah King is going to go into the penalty box. I didn't want to jinx it and say no penalty so far because we played almost half this game, but we get the first penalty. It goes to Hannah King, and Rutland, who has been controlling the territorial advantage in the second period, now gets to go on a power play, only down by one. And a big save by Maddie Seton as a puck was just outside the face-off circle. Didn't catch the player that fired that shot, but that was a big one as Rutland right off the bat gets a chance on the power play. Here comes Patterson. Patterson skates in. Shot is going to be blocked over into the corner, blocked by Zoe Tewksbury. Patterson comes away with it, though. Patterson throws it through the slot area for a shot. That, I think, hit a Spaulding player on the way in, was blocked. Ravens now go back to the point for a shot. It's wide of the net. That was Lokes letting that one go. 1:15 to go in the Raven power play. Now Spaulding able to reverse the puck around. There's going to be open ice. It's going to be fired back on the stick of McKenna Hubert. Hubert will fire it back down low. Takes a strange bounce off the boards, and the Crimson Tide able to clear it out. 45 to go on the power play. Isabel Crossman goes over center ice. Crossman goes over the blue line. Shot is wide. McKelvey is going to pick it up in the corner, try to reverse it around, get it to Moulton. It's going to be kept in, though. Bounces off the Rutland defender, skates for a shot up high, looking for a redirect. It was wide of the net. Ravens try to center it again, and the puck is going to be cleared out. Only 10 seconds to go on the Raven power play. This time Spaulding is going to get a stick on the puck. However, not able to get it out. Ravens let another shot go, and Maddie Seton has to grab up with the glove. The puck was kind of deflected, and Seton grabs it. So the Ravens come up short on the power play, although they control most of the time in the Crimson Tide zone. It'll be Cooley on the draw. It's going to be picked up by Hannah King. King loses an edge as he tries to break it out. Ruby Harrington will try to get it out. Slap shot is wide of the net as Rutland continues to put pressure on. And back they come. It's McKenna Hubert goes over, fires it down into the Crimson Tide zone. It's picked up by Lily Tewksbury. Now here's Hannah King, 2 defenders back. King goes wide, wrist shot is blocked. With King is Harrington. Harrington goes back to the point, goes off the stick of Cooley. Cooley tried to get that pass over to Addison Hubert. Now Hubert along the boards. Crimson Tide trouble getting the puck out. Finally they do get it out. They try to get it up to Hannah King. Spaulding on a changeup as Rutland has a chance. They skate into the zone. Coming out of the corner, Maddie Seaton comes up with a save. Seaton's had a couple of big ones here in the second period. They've needed her as Rutland has come out and played better in the second. Under the 3-minute mark to go. Ravens pass is going to go down into the Crimson Tide zone. That'll be an ice on the Rutland Ravens. Under 3 minutes to go in the second period, what has been a scoreless second period. Crimson Tide leading Rutland by a score of 2-1. McKelvey on the draw, goes back to the point for Tewksbury, a redirect, and just unable to get her stick on the puck is Berard. Now Berard throws it through the slot area. McKelvey tries to get a stick on it. It's loose in front. Berard tries to tap it home. However, McDermott uses the body and the pad to block it. It's the best Spaulding Crimson Tide scoring chance of the second period. Puck is thrown down by Patorti. Molly Parker now gets to the puck for the Crimson Tide. We'll try to work it around to Zoe Tewksbury. Tewksbury was looking for Berard as Berard has the puck trapped in her skate. Now it's Tewksbury along the boards with Isabel Crossman. Now the puck is taken back by the Crimson Tide. McKelvey skates it in. She'll fire it down low. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Alexis Patterson at center ice with the puck taken right back by the Crimson Tide, and Karina Moulton. Moulton will fire it in to the Rutland Raven zone. Moulton will try to dig it out. Now Dill comes in to help. Dill was trying to go back to Moulton. Puck was intercepted though by Cooley. Taken back by Moulton. Moulton throws it through the slot. It's going to go back to the point. This shot is going to be knocked down by Addison Hubert. Crimson Tide trying to mount some pressure here late in the second period. Ravens work it around the boards. It's Cooley. Now a cross-ice pass looking for Addison Hubert. Comes in. Cooley has an angle for a shot. Goes off the pad of Maddie Seaton. He's made 3 big saves in the second period. Under a minute to go in the period. That'll be an ice as Lily Tewksbury gets ready to touch up. Ravens have come out in the second period and played much stronger. Now Portia Berard. Berard tried to center that one. She tried to get it to Emily Morris. Berard again along the boards. Berard circles, throws it right through the slot. Nobody there though on the weak side for the Crimson Tide, or that would have been a goal. Only 15 seconds to go in the period as Tewksbury circles, gets it to Portia Berard. Defenders converge on Berard. Picked up out of the air by McKelvey with a big shot. And a save there by McDermott. McKelvey was able to pick that puck out of the air with the stick, kept it down low enough, and got the shot off. Ravens having a chat with the referee. Puck trapped along the boards. And the second period will run out. A scoreless second period here at the BOR in this Division I quarterfinal game between the Spaulding Crimson Tide and the Rutland Ravens. After 2 periods of play, Spaulding leads it by a score of 2-1. Crimson Tide getting goals from Hannah King and Portia Berard, and Rutland getting their goal from Addison Huber. It's Jim Severance along with Carl Parton and Dylan Clark on CBTV 723.org, and also live on Barry Cable on CBT channel 192. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the third period. I'll give you an update on the game between BFA and Burlington Colchester, because the winner of this one will play them. We'll do that when we come back just before the start of the third period. But after 2, it's Spaulding on top of Rutland by a score of 2-1.
Northfield Savings Bank is the bank of builders, makers, doers, and explorers, multitaskers, commuters, planners. In other words, we are the bank of you and everything you do. With mobile and online banking, drive-up service, and of course, in our branches. That is banking your way. That is Northfield Savings Bank.
Established in 2016, Central Vermont Elite is an area AAU basketball program that is committed to player development and creating a positive playing experience. Coaches are committed to developing skills, character, teamwork, and sportsmanship through hard work. For more information, contact Bill Gant. Email bgant23@yahoo.com or by phone 802-793-3092. Central Vermont Elite is a local supporter of area basketball. This game video is made possible by All Set Driving School. All Set Driving School offers 3 teen driver's education class sessions, spring, summer, and fall. With DMV certified instructors, contact them by phone 371-9293 or email allsetdrive@aol.com. All Set Driving School, a proud supporter of U32 basketball and Central Vermont sport. Hey race fans, opening day at the nation's site of excitement is just a couple of months away. The 2021 Thunder Road season kicks off on Saturday, May 1st with the annual Thunder Road Car Show. Then on Sunday, May 2nd, the ACT Tour Stars come to town and run the 23rd Community Bank NA 150. Also in action will be the weekly divisions. Go to thunderroadvt.com for the schedules and more information. See you at the track. The Community College of Vermont's early college program allows high school seniors to complete their last year of high school and first year of college at the same time, tuition free. Students enroll in 4 to 5 CCV classes in both the fall and spring semesters, earning college credits that count toward a college degree and a high school diploma. Apply now to start in September. Learn more at gotocollegevt.org. Tournament Specialties is a proud sponsor of local area high school sports. If your team or business needs assistance in designing the perfect look, give them a call. Whether you're looking for a one-color tee, shirt design, or multicolor designs on your garments, Tournament Specialties can help. They do professional embroidery work also. If you don't have an existing logo, no problem. They will help you create an embroidered logo from concept to completion and can stitch on everything from shirts to jackets to duffel bags and blankets. Jeff and his crew take pride in their quality work and guarantee your happiness. Tournament Specialties also offers online storefronts. If your company or team is looking for a great fundraising opportunity, Tournament Specialties can help with no upfront risk to the organization and no minimum order requirements. Give them a call today to inquire. Jeff Apfel of Tournament Specialties on 64 Cherrywood Drive, Barrie, Vermont. Reach them at tournamentdesigns@gmail.com, 802-272-7572. Noel W. Johnson, locally owned, offering home, auto, and business insurance. Whatever you need, just call Noel. Noel Johnson Insurance on 119 River Street in Montpelier. You can reach them by phone at 223-7735 or check them out online, nwjinsurance.com.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
We employ 44 plus people in Vermont.
People working here are proud of this product they're making. Our commercial lender at Community National has been incredibly supportive of our vision.
I trust the bank with the relationship that we've developed. They look at us as the people behind the company.
It's the Vermont Flannel Company. We make happiness in warmth and comfort.
From the Barrie BOR, welcome back to high school hockey action on CVTV 723.org and CVTV channel 192, being produced by the crew here at CVTsport.net. Carl Parton along with Dylan Clark. 2 periods down between the Spaulding Crimson Tide and the Rutland Ravens, and we've got a tight one. Spaulding leads it by a score of 2-1. Teams are back on the ice, getting ready for third period action. The winner of this one advances to the semifinals to take on the winner of Burlington Colchester and BFA St. Albans. And we have got an upset alert. 1 period down between Burlington Colchester and BFA, and the Sea Lakers lead that by a score of 2-0. A couple of goals from Bryn Coughlin has the Sea Lakers on top of BFA 2-0, but that is only after 1 period. Back to our game, our goal scorers here. We'll find it somewheres. I think I knocked them on the floor, but I'll find them here. Going by memory, it's Hannah King and Portia Berard have scored. Thank you very much, producer Carl Parton. My score sheet was exactly where it was supposed to be. Hannah King from Brea Dill got things going at the 11:46 mark of the first period. Portia Berard from Becca McKelvey made it 2-0 Spaulding. However, late in the first period, Rutland cut that lead to 2-1. Addison Hubert scored from Elise Lindstone, and that's where we are right now. 2-1 as we played a scoreless second period. And it was the second period, for the most part, dominated by Rutland. The Ravens certainly came out to play in the second. We'll drop the puck here and see what the third period brings. The winner of this one goes up against the winner of Burlington Colchester and BFA, where Burlington Colchester leads that 2-0 after 1. Puck is on the ice. Will be. It is on the ice. Emily Wilson on the draw, or Emily Morris on the draw for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. McKelvey with a quick shot. It's loose in front, sprawling out, and coming up with the save right off the bat is Sierra McDermott. McKelvey came in, let the shot go. McDermott had it, I believe it was in her glove, but it kind of handcuffed her a little bit. And as soon as there was that slight juggle, Crimson Tide headed toward the front of the net, but she was able to cover up that juggle. Just 10 seconds into this third period, good scoring opportunity for the Tide and Becca McKelvey as she will take the draw. Tries to draw it back to the point, but it's going to go all the way out to center ice. Zoe Tewksbury fires it in. Now it goes over the stick of Elizabeth Cooley, goes down into the zone. Digging it out, couple of Raven players. Now they go back to the point for a shot. Gets all the way through. Seaton gets a stick on that shot by Lindstone. This shot is blocked by McKelvey. Now it's in back of the net. Ravens keep the puck. Cooley tries to get it out, but it goes on the stick of Portia Berard. Berard tries to do the self-pass off the boards. However, knocked down by the Ravens. Now it is Zoe Tewksbury. Tewksbury fires it in. Puck is going to be picked up by McKenna Hubert. Raven pass is going to be fired back down low by Zoe Tewksbury. Now Zoe Tewksbury will fire it back down into the Raven zone. Just underway in this third period. 1-goal lead for the Crimson Tide. Lily Tewksbury circles as the team seem to be playing between the blue lines early in this third period. Good hustle coming off the boards for a shot. It's blocked in front of the net. Good hustle there by Sydney Wood, who centered that puck. And now Hannah King can't get out of the zone. It's kicked in. Wood with a shot. There's a glove save by Seaton. Rutland keeping the pressure on. It's Moulton along with the boards, but it's thrown down low by Crossman. Now Parker gets to it for the Crimson Tide. It's Karina Moulton and Kennedy up against the boards. Lily Tewksbury comes in to help, as does Hannah King. And Hannah King will come away with the puck for the Crimson Tide. King looking for Bria Dill. Dill along the boards with Alexis Patterson. Now Tewksbury gets it to Dill. Dill banks off the boards, trying to get that pass to Hannah King. It was just over her stick, though. Now Bria Dill lets a shot go. A hard shot is just wide, kept in by Zoe Tewksbury. Chipped away by the Ravens. Puck is going to be cleared out to center ice. Molly Parker fires it back down. Now Parker again with the puck. Works it down into the Raven zone. Stoppage of play with under 12 minutes to go. Third period, 1-goal game. Crimson Tide on top of the Ravens by a score of 2-1. Crimson Tide also trying to get that long 30-game unbeaten streak, keep that going. Only one tie this season, and of course the perfect season last year. Now it's McKelvey. McKelvey tries to dig it out of the corner. A couple of players try to get it away. Ravens fired out, but it's going to go on the stick of Zoe Tewksbury. Tewksbury fires it in, but the puck is intercepted. Cleared wide, though. Intercepting that puck is Addison Huber. Crimson Tide fire it down the other way. Elise Lindstone with the puck. Crimson Tide steal it right back. Bria Dill comes in. Dill lets a shot go. It's deflected on the way. Dill has had a few good chances for Spaulding this game. Now the Ravens try to clear it out, but it goes on the stick of Hannah King. King speeds in. King is taken down, and that is going to be the first Raven penalty of the game. So the Crimson Tide will go on the power play on the tripping call as Hannah King goes down. It's only the second penalty of this game. Crimson Tide had one penalty. I believe that was on King. And we will see the Ravens go into the penalty box. Key moment of this game as we are just inside the 11-minute mark. Penalty is going to be on Isabel Crossman. King is okay as she skates off. Crimson Tide on the power play at Zoe Tewksbury for a shot. Rebound off the goaltender as McDermott made the save on the Tewksbury shot from the point. Now it's McKelvey. McKelvey gets it over to Lily Tewksbury. Lily Tewksbury goes down low. Emily Morris on her knees tries to keep the puck in the zone. Goes back to a shot, goes off. This shot from Tewksbury went off the goaltender McDermott. And it's going to be cleared out. Both the shots so far on the power play coming from Zoe Tewksbury. Nice breakout pass goes over to Lily Tewksbury. Tewksbury over to McKelvey. McKelvey winds up. That one is deflected. Gets the netting, though, as we are under the 10-minute mark to go in this third period. Crimson Tide still with over a minute on the power play. It'll be McKelvey to take the draw for the Crimson Tide. Works it back to Zoe Tewksbury. Trying to dig it out of the near side boards. Thrown toward the front of the net, had McKelvey there for the redirect. Bounced over her stick. Now Zoe Tewksbury works it around. Now they go back to Lily Tewksbury, but a good job there by the Ravens. Getting a stick on that puck was Addison Hubert. Now here's Molly Parker. Parker fires it into the zone. It's going to be cleared back out. It is Lily Tewksbury, gets it over to Parker. Parker over the blue line. Parker with some room, skates in. Puck is poked away, though, by Lokes. Now it's centered toward the front of the net. Tewksbury keeps it in. Only 6 seconds to go in the power play. It's Becca McKelvey in back of the net. McKelvey is going to go back to the point. Penalized player is back on. Zoe Tewksbury with a shot. That is deflected off high. Crimson Tide again try to work in the corner as a penalized player. Crossman is back on for the Ravens. And two defenders back. Ravens skated in, but Crossman loses the puck as she's heading into the zone, but she picks it up again. Maddie Seaton with a save. It deflected up high. She kept it out of the net, though. Zoe Tewksbury can't clear it out, but it's going to be offsides anyway. The puck was over the blue line as the Ravens fired it in. Under the 8-minute mark to go, third period, Crimson Tide up by 1. Zoe Tewksbury will clear it out. And that is going to be icing on the Spaulding Crimson Tide. Each team with a power play on this one, and both teams coming up short on the power plays. Ravens win the faceoff. A shot from the point, and they score! And the Ravens have tied it. They win the draw, back to the point. And a huge goal. Looks like it's Arika Patorti. Defenseman will get the official call on that one. But all of a sudden, we are tied at 2 apiece. Won the faceoff, got it back to the point. Wasn't a whole lot of traffic in front of the net. And it is going to be Patorti gets the goal. And we are tied at 2 apiece. Puck goes into the Raven zone. Crossman tries to get it out. Crimson Tide keep it in, though. They try to work the puck over to Moulton, but it's taken right back by Rutland. Now the Ravens work it out front. Almost got that one to Cooley. Cooley's skate got caught up in a Crimson Tide stick and was unable to corral that pass, so that would have been a good scoring opportunity for the Ravens. Battle along the boards. Rutland comes out with it. Now it's stripped away by the Crimson Tide. Hannah King strips it away. It's going to be backhanded in. Puck is going to be picked up by Elise Lindstone. Under 7 minutes to go, tied at 2. It's Becca McKelvey. McKelvey skates around a couple of players with a good shooting angle, but the shot is blocked. McKelvey with a second chance shot that's also blocked. That went off a skate. Hannah King tries to dig it out of the corner. Now it's Portia Berard, but the puck is kept in. It's going to go off the stick of Lily Tewksbury. Gets it over to Zoe Tewksbury. Now over to McKelvey. McKelvey breaks through. One player back is Berard. McKelvey's shot is blocked, though. Blocking that shot is the goal scorer, Arika Patoli. Here come the Ravens the other way. It's Hannah King. Puck is going to be centered, but it goes on the stick of Tewksbury. And we have a couple of players down, one down and back of the net. Therefore, that's where we get the whistle. Stoppage of play with 5:40 to go. And we are tied at 2 apiece. Tying it up as they drew it back to the point, and the goal from Arika Patorti. Freshman getting the tie-breaking goal for the Rutland Ravens. It'll be Alexis Patterson on the draw against Hannah King. Cooley works it around the boards, was looking for Patterson. It goes over her stick. Hubert gets there. Now Patterson tries to come out of the corner. Loose puck in front of the net for the backhander, but that is blocked. Cooley stays with the puck, though. It's chipped away by Lily Tewksbury. Now again it's centered for the Ravens. Crimson Tide unable to clear it wide. They do clear it wide, though, as Rutland putting pressure on here. They work it through the slot area, and as Rutland tries to fire it toward the front of the net, we do have a Spaulding player down on the ice. Therefore, we get the whistle. Face-off will stay in the Crimson Tide zone. Referees are checking with the Spaulding bench, but there is no penalty call or anything. Well, we assume. Out to take the draw for Rutland is Patterson. Patterson will draw it off against Emily Morris. Patterson goes back to the point for a shot. That's knocked down by Morris. And taken away, here's Portia Berard, one defender back. Berard comes in clean and lets a wrist shot go, but she fires it wide. She had enough speed to beat her defender, but the shot was hard, but it was fired wide, and Rutland breaks the other way. Battle for the puck in back of the net is going to be picked up by Zoe Tewksbury. Tewksbury can't get it out, though. Morris comes in to help. Ravens try to force it toward the front of the net. Now Zoe Tewksbury is going to skate it out, and the puck is going to go into the Spaulding bench. Stoppage of play as we are under the 5-minute mark here at the Barrie BOR. We are tied at 2 apiece. Best scoring chance for the Crimson Tide in this third period has been that rush that we just saw from Portia Berard. Faceoff goes over to Zoe Tewksbury. She banks it off the board. She was looking for Berard, but it was ahead of her. Now it's Addie Reel in back of her own net. Reel tries to work it around. However, Rutland keeps it in, trying to throw it through the slot area was Crossman. And Berard is going to ice it. An exciting one here at the Barrie BOR. Winner of this one advancing to take on the winner of Burlington, Colchester, and BFA. And we are tied at 2 apiece. Dill to take the draw. They go back to the point. Now the puck is centered, looking for the redirect is Cooley. It's going to go into the corner, picked up by Lily Tewksbury. Looking for Moulton, but it's kept in by the Ravens. Now the puck is taken away by Parker. Crimson Tide can't get it out. Now Bria Dill gets it out to center ice, will fire it down. It's going to be fired right back down by the Ravens. Rutland skates over the blue line. Pinned up against the boards, though, Bria Dill. Or it's Molly Parker with some help from Bria Dill. Near side boards, both teams still try to kick it out. It's actually in the skates of Crossman. Shot is blocked. Cooley had a good shooting angle. Now another shot is wide of the net. Good pressure here by Rutland. Lily Tewksbury can't get it out. Now Karina Moulton gets it out to center ice. Rutland is going to fire it right back down as we are under the 3-minute mark now. That'll be an icing on the Rutland Ravens. Under 3 minutes, third period, tied at 2 apiece. It'll be McKelvey, Morris, and Berard for the Crimson Tide. McKelvey wins it back to Tewksbury. Tewksbury's shot goes right off the pad, and a save by McDermott, and she covers up. A lot of noise from the Rutland bench as Sierra McDermott, the midseason replacement goaltender, has made some key saves in this game. Face-off again is won by Spaulding. Zoe Tewksbury's shot is blocked, goes over into the corner. Battle along the boards. The Crimson Tide will try to dig it out. Now it's Molly Parker. Parker's pass intercepted by the Ravens. They fire it down into the Crimson Tide zone. Parker will get it over to Zoe Tewksbury, looking for Portia Berard. Banks off the boards. Hubert, though, is able to clear it back down. Now Berard skates around. Puck is cleared back to center ice. Under 2 minutes to go. Puck is thrown down into the Crimson Tide zone. It's going to be stopped by Molly Parker. Parker will clear it wide, gets it to Hannah King. King over center ice. King over the blue line. She goes wide, lets a shot go, deflects over into the near side. Dill will try to pick it up. Dill fires it around. Zoe Tewksbury will pinch in. Fired around, but it's going to be intercepted by the Ravens. And the puck bounces on the stick of Hannah King. She is offsides. Faceoff goes outside the blue line. Under 1:30. Third period, tied at 2. Yet to see either of the coaches take a TO. And they're not going to hear as the faceoff is won by Rutland, goes back to the point. Now it's Cooley. Cooley works it down low to Patterson. Patterson in back of the net. Patterson tries to throw it out front to Crossman. Now they go back to the point for a shot. That's knocked down by the Crimson Tide on the way. Now it's Zoe Tewksbury with 2 defenders back. Tewksbury goes wide. Shot deflects over into the near side. Crimson Tide dig it out, but they can't get a shot. Now they get it on the stick of Hannah King. King lets a shot go. It's blocked on the way. Ravens go the other way. They'll chase for the puck, but Lily Tewksbury is going to get there first. And that is going to be a Crimson Tide penalty, and that's going to be huge. With only 42 seconds to go, Ravens are going to go on the power play on the Spaulding tripping penalty. Huge opportunity for the Rutland Ravens now. Penalty was on Lily Tewksbury. The trip. 40 to go. Here come the Ravens on the power play, but McKelvey is able to clear it out to center ice. Emily Morris steals the puck. Morris tries to throw it toward the front of the net. There's no one there. Ravens fire it right on the stick of McKelvey. McKelvey maneuvers around one player. McKelvey's around two, then the puck is taken away. A shot from the Crimson Tide is knocked down. It's been all Spaulding shorthanded as far as this power play opportunity goes. And on St. Patty's Day, we're going to get some bonus hockey as we are going overtime between the Spaulding Crimson Tide and the Rutland Ravens. It'll take an extra period, sudden death overtime to solve this one as we are tied at 2 apiece. In the third period, one goal that came from the Rutland Ravens. It came from Arika Patorti. The freshman scored the goal. The freshman defenseman picked up that goal for the Crimson Tide, or rather for the Rutland Ravens. As they won a draw, they went back to the point for the shot, and that's where we stand right now, tied at 2 apiece from the Barrie BOR. We'll take a break. It's high school hockey action on CVTV 723.org and Barrie on CVTV channel 192. Jim Severance along with our cameraman Dylan Clark and our producer Carl Parton. We will come back, I believe, just in a couple of moments. I'm not sure exactly how much time they take between the overtime period. They don't make ice or anything, but we'll take a quick break and we're coming right back in just a moment.
I'd like to thank all the folks that have found the Donate Now button on the CVTV723.org website and CVTsport.net have brought you this game and Spaulding varsity hockey and basketball all season long. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting us, our sponsors, and our donators.
From the Barrie BOR, getting ready for some bonus hockey. Crimson Tide and the Rutland Ravens as we are tied at 2 apiece. Overtime will get underway just about a minute or so. Winner of this one advancing to the semifinals. They'll play the winner of Burlington Colchester and BFA. Update on that game. BFA has just scored a couple of goals, so that game is tied at 2 apiece. Similar to the score that we see on the scoreboard. Tied at 2 apiece between Rutland and Spaulding. Of course, the Crimson Tide had that late penalty, and Rutland could do nothing on the power play. Crimson Tide actually had a couple of shorthanded opportunities. So the way it plays out in overtime, the first minute 10, Rutland still on the power play. The Ravens will get that power play for a minute 10 of the overtime period. Alexis Patterson ready to take the draw at center ice. Both of the benches making some noise. And here we go, sudden death overtime from the Barrie BOR. Puck is going to be cleared out to center ice. Now the Ravens fire it in. Working the puck around the boards is Elise Lindstone. Crimson Tide can't get it out. In back of the net, getting to the puck is Zoe Tewksbury, banks it off the boards. Now we'll bank it down. It's going to be a race for the puck, shorthanded. Tewksbury cuts toward the front of the net, but McDermott covers things up. Short-handed opportunity. Spaulding with another shot that got all the way through, but it's wide of the net. 30 seconds on the Raven power play. It's kept in the zone. Emily Morris centers the puck. There's no one there, and Rutland is going to clear it down. It won't go far enough for icing, but it's going to kill off precious time on this Raven power play. And the Crimson Tide will just fire it all the way down in on goal. It's stopped by McDermott. 10 to go on the power play, and the puck is going to trickle. It's going to stay in play right in front of the Spaulding bench, but it caught a piece of the bench, so we got the whistle. Only 5 to go on the power play. Face-off will be right in front of the Spaulding Crimson Tide bench. Elizabeth Cooley will take the draw for Rutland against Hannah King. Penalized player is back on for the Crimson Tide as Karina Moulton comes out. Here comes Cooley with only one defender back, Tewksbury. Cooley, the freshman, works her way down the side, tries to throw it out front, and it just goes over the stick of Kennedy. It would have had a golden opportunity for Rutland. Now Spaulding pass is going to go off the stick of Hannah King. King tries to get a stick on the puck. Now Moulton does. Now here comes the Crimson Tide's Molly Parker, and Parker is tripped, and that's going to be a Rutland penalty. Another big one. That is going to be a trip on McKenna Huber. If it's overtime and it's blatant, you've got to blow the whistle. And that's exactly what has happened. So the Crimson Tide will go on the power play. Looks like it's going to be Morris out there with McKelvey and Dill. Face-off is won by the Crimson Tide. It's fired toward the front of the net, and the Raiders are able to clear it out. Now a pass from McKelvey is just going to be thrown down low, and it's going to go right on Maddie Seaton, and she's going to have to cover that one up, because Rutland very quick into the Crimson Tide zone. Speeding down for Rutland that time, that was Isabel Crossman, who forced Seaton to kind of put the glove on the puck. Face-off is won. A shot from the point, and they score! The Rutland Ravens have won it as they let a shot go from the point, and I think it's Arika Patorti wins it for Rutland. Short-handed goal for the Rutland Ravens, and they are advancing to the semifinals in Division I. Heartbreaking loss for the Spaulding Crimson Tide as the 30-game unbeaten streak is over. Spaulding Crimson Tide girls go out to console goaltender Maddie Seaton. The shot was let go from the point, and it was Patorti gets the goal. Patorti with the game-winning goal. It was assisted by Alexis Patterson. So it'll be the Rutland Ravens taking on the winner of Burlington Colchester and BFA for the championship game, or rather for the semifinal in Division I. Both the teams salute each other at center ice, and both teams skate off. Certainly a tough loss for the Spaulding Crimson Tide and Coach Dave Lawrence, as they did get the power play opportunity in the overtime period. Didn't have the power play for very long, and the shot from the point ends the season for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. And from the Barrie BOR, since that is it for the Spaulding teams, that kind of ends our hockey season. doing these games for CVTV 723.org and CVTV channel 192. We certainly appreciate the opportunity to bring these games to you. Of course, next season, hopefully will be a semi-normal hockey season with the fans and family members in the arena to witness these games. This year was obviously different, but we did our job to bring the sights to you as the season kind of comes to a disappointing end for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. For our producer, Carl Parton, and for Dylan Clark on camera, it's Jim Severance one more time from the Barry BOR. Rutland down Spaulding by a score of 2-1. In Rutland, the Rutland Ravens are on their way to the semifinals in Division I. Good night from the Barry BOR.
This has been a local sports video production brought to you by CVTsport.net, your local sports video leader. We'd like to thank our longtime partners, CVTV723.org, channel 192 and 194, Central Vermont Community Access Television, and Orca Media, Onion River Community Access Television in the greater Montpelier area is media for the people.
My daddy made this. Daddy!